everything's built upon the last thing. So you want to make sure that you are you've already watched or that you're watching, right, these other other sessions. Okay, very important. Now man, I just haven't been able to find my way onto this train. Looking at the market. Once I missed my my ride the other day, I've been waiting for a pullback. I just have not got it yet. Excuse me. All right. And we just been running. Last night, I was like the best pullback I had. But that's it. Okay. So remember from the other day, right? We talked about wave structure. Okay. And this is one of the biggest things. So remember, ORS is really about finding the optimal reversal approach, right? Where is that at? Well, my argument is that when markets go, they move in waves. And so my argument is we don't really want to worry about this. We want to worry about this. This is what we want. We're going to let them go first. And then from there, we're going to take advantage of it, of the next move, okay? Of the next move. So we describe, I did it. We describe that as the call, okay? That initial impulse, that correction, we describe it as the call, okay? We describe it as the call. Now, one of the things that you're going to see here is that we have a really great partner. Okay, we got like a best friend that makes this that really completes this and brings this all together. Okay, it is Fibonacci. Okay, it is Fibonacci, and Fibonacci is like ORS's best friend. Okay, ORS's best friend. Now, what I want you to understand about it is essentially the market makes impulses and it makes corrections. Okay. Now, what we do is, here's the call, but we have to listen to the call. Okay. So that we know how to respond. And this is the key. We have to listen to the call so we know how to respond. And how do we listen to the call? We listen to the call with Fibonacci. Okay? Fibonacci is how we actually listen to the call. Now, this is a Fibonacci tool right here. Okay. And basically, it's going to tell us how to respond. Okay. It's going to tell us how to respond and what we're going to do next. Now, I'm not going to get into like, what is Fibonacci, all that stuff. I teach a series called Fibonacci Made Easy. Okay. It's going to expound a bit more normal, 50%. is in the normal type of ways that the market retraces. Okay, normal. Now, 61.8, also normal. Both of these are in the normal. However, the trend is the strongest at 23.8, then 38.2, 50%, and 61.8. So 61.8 is going to be a weaker trend, but it's still normal. It's normal. So we went 2 steps forward, and then we came 0.3 steps back, right? It's normal, right? It's still within the realm of the average scenario. Okay. Now, the next area is the 786. Now, the 786, this is basically, we didn't go 100%, but man, we almost got back to the beginning. Okay. This is a deep retracement. So we have shallow retracement, normal retracement, and deep retracement. Okay. Deep retracement. Deep retracement. And then 100%, that for sure is a range. The market is in a range. It's 100% and it's consolidating. So a lot of times you'll see it go up, come back, right? When it starts doing this type of stuff, that's that 100%. And the market is it's in a range. Okay. It's in a range. And so this right here tells us information, right? So this is how we listen in to the call. This is how we listen into the call to know if we even want to respond. You know how there's some people, they let the answer machine come on, right? They let that answer machine come on when people call so they could hear who's actually calling, right? They don't pick up the phone, they just put the answer machine on. It's like, hey, Bobby, this is high, right? That's what we're saying. If you hit here, 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 or here, we're expecting the market to move higher than here, or at least to the same exact level. Okay. This would be our continuation area. Now, our consolidation area would be basically in here. Okay. In here. Now, it could be a little lower, but the point is 786 to 100%. This is going to be more of our consolidation levels, meaning there's a chance that when the market comes here, our expectation isn't automatically that it's going to make a new high. Typically, the next impulse will stay within the high and the low of the range. So if this is our low and this is our high, it will typically produce a lower high on the next impulse. Now, doesn't mean it'll never get out. No, especially if this is a 2, it will get out. But a lot of times the way that it does it is it will have to do something like this and then do something like this and then do something like that. Like it doesn't usually make that pretty exit. Right. Many of us, when you say, oh, I was in that trade, it was like, I didn't really enjoy it. Right. I didn't really enjoy being in that. It kind of pulled back on. Right. Now, from a very basic standpoint, okay, if you take a trade anywhere between the gold zone and above, you can actually just place your stop loss at the 83.5. And the 83.5 is this orange line that you guys see on my chart. So now we've just went through all of my Fibonacci levels, and I'm going to repeat them real quick and you can see. So in my settings, we'll turn this off for now because I don't really focus on it. In my settings, we have 0%. Now where you put these doesn't matter, right? So you don't have to put them in the exact spaces. You can put them anywhere, plug them anywhere, and it will be fine. You can have all your numbers going right down here, or all your numbers going here, or some down here at the bottom. Like, it doesn't matter. These, if you have these numbers in here in any order or any place, you'll have the right numbers. So 0%, 23.6, 38.2, 50%, 61.8, 78.6, right? 88.6, 83.5, and 1. Okay. My 50 and 61.8 are of a yellow or goldish type of color. And then my 786 is of that, I don't know, pinkish, you know, rubyish, whatever. Not really ruby, but okay. Once you have your template, I like to have my numbers on my percentages and numbers on the right. Right. I don't need the percent. So I actually show values, but you could put percent there. Right. I just have values. And I like to put them on the right side. And I like to extend, right? So I like to extend my lines. So I don't have to pull it over. It always just sits. I like to extend it to the right, so I could always see it in my future. Okay. And I also like to have my trend line on. So this is it. Okay. This is it. So let's let me make sure. Okay. So just checking my notes, but basically you can have your favorites. Okay. And this is where, like I said, you can make a decision to answer the phone or not. Okay. So you'll have statements like, I need the market to come back to my goal zone before I participate. Right. Everything else, right? Everything else, that's somebody else's money, I'm just gonna leave it alone. Right? This is what I need. Right? So fibs can help us establish rules, can give us rules or boundaries, right, on how we're going to participate. Okay? That's the key. That's the key. Now, if you take a trade off the goal zone or above, 83.5 could be your stop loss. If you take a trade off of the ruby zone, the stop loss would be the 1. Okay. So if you wanted to just take trades like and not really worry about like your entries, or if you're like a pending order person and you're kind of predicting, right? These are going to be great places to place your stop loss. Okay. Let me come down here and kind of show you. So let's hide all this. Okay. Now look right here. Check this out. Right here, we had the beginning of the call. We had the impulse. We haven't had the correction. So imagine, right, you see everything's changed, right? The structure has changed, right? We're no longer making higher highs and higher lows, right? We've shifted. and we've made an impulsive move down. Okay, so this impulsive move down, remember, it's a part of the call, but now we're looking for the response. Now the response is going to happen. The rest of the call is going to happen with the retracement. But the question is, where would the market be retracing to? Where are some of the areas? Like right here, I can see that this is an area of resistance, right? I can also see that this area right here is an area of previous support, the perfect entry, right? We're taking our knowledge of how the market typically moves and we're leveraging it. Now, if the market only goes to the 38.2, where could the stop loss be? Still the 83.5. Now, obviously, if it only goes to 32, then it's not going to go to any higher. But I'm basically trying to say, if you take a continuation level, the 83.5 would be a great stop loss. Okay, so anywhere in here, okay, we're gonna go for this 50%. Okay, 50%. So we have it here. Here the market is retracing back. We're in this trade. 83.5 would be our stop loss. And now we'd be out, right? We'd be out. That right there is a call you want to answer, right? A call you want to answer. Why? Because it's landed in our gold zone. Gold zone is saying we're most likely going to move lower, right? Lower. And it could go even lower, right? As we could see. Especially, remember what we talked about, if this wave here, the market likes to go an equal distance, but also further, right? So the distance here, the market loves to go this same distance in here, but it also likes to go further, right? Further than that. So it usually likes to go at least equal, but it's typically going to go further. Okay. So the level that's below. Right. But that initial push, right, was what got us here. Okay. 420 is going to be that moment when the market is retracing. Okay, that 420 is a big deal. All right, look right here. Here's the impulsive move down, and here's the 4 crossing the 20. So your 4 crossing your 20 can be your heads up. Okay, now I need to pay attention. Where are we at? Okay, 38.2. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting once this retracement is over for it to continue down. And that's what we see, right? It came down. You get the 420 cross. The 420 cross is our sign that the market is pulling back. Okay, is our sign. When that 4 doesn't cross, you're still trending. But when you get the 420, you're now in that retracement. Okay, you're now in that retracement. Your 420 is a great heads up of the retracement. Look here. Here's our push up. Here's our 420. Okay. Now we could draw our Fibonacci. Boom. Where are we landing? 23.6. What's the expectation when it comes back? We should be able to go make a higher high. Or in this case, we go much, much further. Okay. But that 420 cross is going to be key. Okay. Right here, we're chilling. I'm chilling. Right? 20 below the 50. Oh man, I'm really chilling. But once that 4 got back above the 20 and above the 50, this is where it's time to participate. This is where I look for entries. So once we did that and we closed back above in here, that's go time. That's go time, right? And this is a part of why ORS is special, because it's going to keep us out of those scenarios for the most part where we are entering and the market is not ready. Okay. For the most part, I'm not trying to say it's drawdown proof, right? You can have drawdown, especially depending upon what calls you answer. Remember, I told you don't got to answer every call. So it's on you. It's on you on what calls you answer. But this is a great call. We already know it's 23.6% is a very strong trend. No wonder this right here pushed up like that, right? It's very strong trend. And this right here is we're gonna really talk about that entry and making sure that we're entering when the momentum is there, when everything is there. Okay. And you can just see it time and time again, right? It doesn't matter. It shows up in different ways, but it's the same play, right? Impulse up, right? Here's the pullback. What are we going to do? We're going to let the call, let them get them. They're coming in right here. Here's the call. Right now we know we need to be drawing our fib retracement. Look, they finished around the 38.2. What's the expectation? Now we're going to move higher. Right? And we definitely did. Okay. So next week we will not next week, but on Thursday, next class, we're going to continue